The voice message mix-up. Everyday life is full of little absurdities. And in this hilarious story, we follow Emma, a young woman who accidentally sends a voice message meant for her best friend to her boss. Panic follows as she tries everything to unsend it, even going as far as pretending her phone was hacked. Along the way, she stumbles through a series of comical situations, like disguising herself to avoid recognition at the office, and attempting to delete the message from her boss's phone without him noticing. But the twist? Her boss finds it so funny that he shares his own embarrassing story in return, and they both laugh it off. Moral of the story? Sometimes being human and laughing at ourselves is the best way to connect with others, and maybe even get that promotion. Love, lattes, and office Wi-Fi, a corporate romance gone slightly wrong. Sophie had one rule: never date anyone at the office. That rule lasted precisely until she met Leo, the new IT guy with curly hair, a shy smile, and the uncanny ability to fix any printer just by touching it like some kind of tech wizard. It started with coffee. Sophie would accidentally bump into Leo at the break room every morning. She wasn't even a coffee drinker, but suddenly she had opinions about oat milk versus almond milk. Leo, on the other hand, was blissfully unaware until he noticed Sophie laughing at all his jokes, even the ones that weren't jokes. One day, Sophie's computer mysteriously stopped working. Leo arrived to help. Leo: you spilled something on your keyboard? Sophie: just maybe a little emotion. They both blushed. It was the nerdiest flirtation in office history. By the third coincidental lunch break together, everyone in the office knew. Except their boss, Mr. Schuster, who thought chemistry only referred to literal lab work. Then came the disaster. The office server went down, chaos erupted, and Leo was blamed. Sophie, trying to defend him in front of the whole office, accidentally confessed, "He was fixing my computer because I poured coffee on it. On purpose." Silence. Even the photocopier stopped humming. Mr. Schuster squinted. "Why would you do that?" Sophie blurted out, "Because I wanted to see him again." "Okay?" Cue collective gasps. Then, a miracle. Mr. Schuster shrugged and said, "I once faked a paper jam in 2003 to flirt with HR. Carry on." And just like that, Sophie and Leo became official. Not just in Slack emojis, but real lunch dates and walks to the tram after work. Life lesson: love can't always be planned, but sometimes a strategically spilled coffee and a jammed printer are all it takes. Also, never underestimate the IT guy. He might just be rebooting your heart. The accidental love email, aka reply all disaster. Every office has that one person who really shouldn't be allowed near the reply all button. At Greenleaf Consulting, that person was Alice. Alice was bright, efficient, and excellent at her job, except when it came to emails. Her fingers typed faster than her brain could catch up, and one fateful Monday morning, this would cost her emotionally. It began with an internal announcement. New head of strategy. Please welcome Thomas Rivers. Thomas was tall, British, charming, and completely out of Alice's league. Or so she thought. She met him once at the coffee machine. He said, "Morning." She replied, "Toast." Later that day, she meant to send a message to her best friend, who also worked in HR, which read, "I swear if I see Thomas in that navy suit again, I might propose. That man is a walking BBC drama." And ply all. The entire company, 143 employees, received the message. Cue chaos. The marketing team printed it and taped it to their whiteboard. IT changed the Wi-Fi password to Navy Suit for Life. Even the cleaning lady gave her a thumbs up the next morning. But worst of all, Thomas saw it. Alice considered quitting, faking her own death, or moving to Iceland. Instead, she hid in the supply closet. 15 minutes later, there was a knock on the door. It was Thomas. He smiled and said, "Would it be inappropriate to say, 'I've always wanted to be in a BBC drama'?" They went out for drinks that Friday. 3 months later, they were still dating, and Thomas started wearing navy suits way more often. Life lesson: love sometimes needs a little push, or in this case, an email blast. So if you're going to embarrass yourself, go big. You might just hit reply all your soulmate. Sticky notes and stolen hearts. The HR mix-up that started it all. Claire worked in HR and had one very clear job: confidentiality. That meant no gossip, no peeking, no meddling in love lives. So naturally, she became the company's unofficial Cupid. It all started with the sticky note incident. One Tuesday morning, she found a pink sticky note on her desk that read, "He brings me tea every morning. I think I'm in love. D." Claire was thrilled. A mystery office romance? She lived for this. She didn't know who D was, but she was determined to find out. Her top suspects: Dana in finance, known for dramatic sighs; David from logistics, once accidentally sent a heart emoji to the company Slack. Claire started investigating subtly, asking questions like, "So, anyone crushing on someone who brings them tea?" During staff training, no one cracked. Days passed. Then she saw it. Daniel from IT placing a cup of tea on Maya's desk in marketing. Maya smiled like she was in a rom-com. Bingo. Claire, delighted with her detective work, decided to help Fade along. She sent an anonymous email to both. Some hearts speak in tea. Perhaps it's time to talk in person. Except she made a typo and CC'd her boss and the entire senior leadership team. Once again, chaos. The CEO replied, "Is this a new HR engagement strategy? I support it." Daniel showed up at Claire's desk, red as a tomato. Daniel: "I didn't write that note, but now I kind of wish I had." Claire froze. Wait, if he didn't write it, then who did? Just then, her coworker from payroll, Donna, popped her head in. Donna: "Hey, Claire, did you get my sticky note? I meant to leave it on your desk, not mine. That tea you brought me last week? You're a total sweetheart." Claire blinked. Plot twist. She was D. By Friday, Claire and Donna had their first coffee date. Daniel joined for moral support. The CEO sent biscuits. Life lesson: love in the workplace isn't always linear. Sometimes it's on a pink sticky note, written by accident and read by HR. Also, double-check your CC list before playing Cupid.